This morning, my office released our latest economic and budget outlook, providing an updated economic and fiscal outlook based on the Ontario 2019 budget. So given our outlook for the economy and the province's revenues and incorporating the government spending plans, the FAO projects Ontario's budget deficit will decrease to $10.8 billion in 2019-20, down modestly from $11.7 billion last year. Over the next 4 years, we expect the province's bottom line would improve rapidly, reaching balance in 2022-23 and a relatively large surplus of $6.4 billion by 2023-24. In comparison, the government's 2019 budget projects somewhat smaller deficits over the next 2 years due to a more optimistic economic outlook for revenue growth. More importantly, the 2019 budget plan also incorporates provisions for unannounced revenue reductions and spending measures beginning in 2021-22. Although these unannounced measures would lead to higher deficits and add to Ontario's debt, the province would still achieve a balanced budget by 2023-24 due to the province's plan to significantly strain the growth in program spending. Specifically, the government plans to limit annual program spending growth to 1% on average over the next 5 years. This would be, to put it in some context, this would be the slowest pace of spending growth since the mid-1990s. As a result of this restraint, provincial spending on public services would be reduced by $1,100 per person, or by more than 10% over the next 5 years. To achieve this level of spending restraint, the 2019 budget introduced a broad range of policy changes that included, for example, reforming OHIP Plus, increasing class sizes in schools, reforming social assistance, and improving public sector procurement. Taken together, the FAO's analysis suggests that the policies included in the 2019 budget to reduce program spending, if realized, would be largely sufficient to achieve the government spending plan over the next 2 years. However, the FAO estimates that additional measures or program changes resulting in cost savings of almost $6 billion would be needed to achieve the budget spending plan in 2021-22. Overall, we were able to identify measures or program changes that would provide roughly half of the savings required to achieve the budget's planned level of spending. To conclude, the 2019 budget's fiscal plan takes place in an environment of elevated economic risks and relies heavily on the government's success in limiting spending growth. If the economy underperforms or the planned spending restraint proves unachievable, it is unlikely that the government would be able to implement the unannounced measures and still balance the budget by 2023-24. I would also like to acknowledge quickly the significant effort by officials in the Ministry of Finance and Treasury Board Secretariat for their assistance in what was a significant undertaking.